Welcome to the lecture on weekend preparation. So, today's takeaways: changing mindset, survival tips for the weekend, and weekend overeating. So, there's one thing we need to tackle first, and that is the mindset when it comes to eating. And that is, I'm not allowed that. It's all or nothing mentality. And this is going to be the biggest drawback that people are going to face within the weekend or in dieting in general. You're allowed to eat whatever the hell you want to eat, and it doesn't have to be an all or nothing approach. And that's the biggest key here. It's you're allowed to eat everything. Yes. Do you have to eat everything? No. You don't have to be a person that has to cut everything out, nor do you have to be a person that eats everything. Once you've had a chocolate bar, you don't have to eat another chocolate bar. If you've had a slice of cake, you don't need to eat the whole cake. And it's changing that mentality that makes the biggest difference in not only your weekend eating, but also your dieting and lifestyle in general when it comes to food. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's understanding that it doesn't have to truly be an all or nothing approach. And you do have the ability, or you want. You have that permission. And don't forget that. So, when it comes to breaking the cycle of overeating, there's a few things that we can work on, and these are the simple things. So it's aim for good enough instead of perfect. You do not need to be perfect. You're a human being. You're not a robot. Remember that. So you don't actually have to be perfect. You just need to do good enough to keep going. And that's all it is. If you eat a little bit more on one day, perfect. It's okay. It happened. Be a little bit better tomorrow. And over time, this behavior is going to come better and better and better. And you might become perfect, but there'll be days where you might slip up, and that's perfectly okay too. Give up on cheat days. Like, give up on cheat days. It does more wrong for you than it actually solves. So the reason for this is that cheat implies that you actually have to do something on your diet, which you don't. Build a diet that fits around your lifestyle. And cheat has got bad connotations when it comes to psychological practices, or the mentality behind how you see food is a better way of looking at it. Why is your diet created that you have to cheat on it? There shouldn't be anything in life that you have to cheat just to get by. Get rid of it. And there are also another reason of the problem on why it's a bad idea is the fact that people see it as in free fall to do whatever the hell they see fit. And when that means food, that means people going for 10 to 20,000 calorie challenges. This does more wrong than it ever fixes, because the person now overeats to the point that it pushes past their own body signals. And when you push past that body signals, you start eroding parts of it. And that's not what we want. Also, the sheer trauma put on the body is a different thing. And then we also need to let go, should I say, of your food rules. So it's like, stop putting so much rigidity between you and yourself and the food, and stop putting rigidity in a whole on everything that you do. You got those food rules, get rid of it. It's stop cramming everything into a small part, and then what ends up happening is we feel guilty about things, and then we binge. Stop doing that. Stop putting too much of the rules around things and move on. And then that leads into own your choices. If you overate, you overate. That's it. It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't change the outcome. Just own it. Accept it. Move on. Tomorrow's another day. And quit rationalizing it. Like, oh, I had it because of this, and I did 500 calories workout today, so I deserve this. If you want to eat it, eat it. But when you start putting it in rationalizing to things, there's always going to be a way for you to rationalize to do something. So it's like, if you truly want to eat the chocolate bar, if you truly want to eat the cake, eat the cake. By putting it in rationalization terms, what you're doing is now putting it as like, if this then that occurred, and because I did this, I deserve this. And when that starts occurring, now you start developing bad habits. It's like, oh, I went to the gym today, therefore I deserve this. It's like, you have the ability to eat it. Eat it. And then you start realizing that your food relationship starts to change. So how do we actually survive the weekend then, if we know we might be eating a bit more? So there's different ways we can tackle this. One of them is eating meals at a regular time. So the same way we apply it from Monday to Friday, we can now apply it on Saturday and Sunday, or whenever your weekend may be, depending on work schedule. It's like we have regular times for eating, or should I say time slots? Yeah, that will work. Time slots. So because we have time slots in that position, that means that we can then follow the same practice on the weekends, which adds a little bit of rigidity to things and ensures that we can then kind of follow it and we don't slip up too much. And that's where a lot of people end up falling off the wagon. It's because I don't have work anymore on a Saturday or Sunday. I can do whatever I want. Now, because of that, and that's where things go absolutely haywire. Don't go off your usual routine of exercise. So if you exercise and walk and do things, go and do it. It's actually do the same thing. Go do some exercise on the weekend. Get out there. Keep yourself active. That helps a lot. Another one is plan ahead for food. So I like to know in advance what I'm having for dinner on Friday, what I'm having for dinner on Saturday, and what I'm having dinner for on Sunday. Knowing this in hand means I can plan for what's going to occur. I can plan for temptations. If I'm seeing people, I know how I can make my week lower in calories so I can see them. So that's how you can play around with these things to ensure that the weekend doesn't derail everything. And then when it comes to another weekend one is just snack wisely, and that leads into the snacking lecture on high protein alternatives to think of. Where can you do your snacking? How can you make it better? Can you snack on chocolate, or can you snack on yogurt? Your choice. Or you could just not snack. Those are options. Don't give in to social pressures is another one. A lot of people obviously will see friends, family on the weekend, colleagues, and a lot of them push them into their own eating behaviors. It's trying to stop that, or stop the person pushing you into that aspect. So you have the choice here. Don't allow it to occur. Another one is get some sleep. The very big reason is sleep often plays quite an important role in hunger, and the reason why I'm laughing is purely for the fact that sometimes I have terrible sleep and then I get extremely hungry, and that's usually what occurs. So if your Friday and Saturday night is interrupted thanks to being sedated by alcohol, you're more than likely going to overeat the next day. So keep that in mind. And the next one is keep your goal in mind. If there's a specific goal when it comes to weight loss, keep that in mind, and that will definitely help see you through. And then that last one is consider your alcohol intake, which links into the sleep aspect as well. So it's like alcohol reduces inhibitions and increases hunger. Put those two together, well, goodbye weekend. So, to wrap it up, don't let the weekend nutrition undo all your hard work. Change your mindset and plan ahead. Once you start looking at it in a more comprehensive view, you realize that the weekend can be a wonderful time for you and friends and family to socialize, but it also doesn't have to be the very thing that breaks your whole diet. So don't forget that.